Hey, what's up guys, Shiny here back with another video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about investing into the RMR capsules. Now the RMR capsules obviously have just hit a big discount in the past week, and personally that brings up a lot of questions for me and a lot of questions for you as well investing into them. But before we hop on into it, only a small percentage of you guys who watch the videos are actually subscribed. Discord's the top link in the description. Let's hop on into it. So the first big question is, which of the three capsules should you invest into if you are going to buy capsules? And personally for me, I'm going to be picking up a mix of the three. I definitely like the Legends obviously because it's got that Navi foil and Navi gold and all these other teams. I think that the NIP and a couple other ones could definitely be some sleeper investments because not too many people are invested right now. But this one definitely has come at a cost for investing. Right now there's 213,000 of these on the market, and there's about less than 100,000 of all the other capsules. And if we extrapolate this, that pretty much means there's probably going to be about 2.5 of these for every one of other capsules, meaning that there's going to be a lot more of these out there. And that's something you definitely have to keep in mind, is that these capsules are going to be a lot more readily available for people wanting to buy them after the sale ends, but at the same time that most likely means that these are going to be the most popular capsule to open. And with that being said, that could mean that the stickers inside of that could be a slight bit undervalued if you're trying to look at other stickers other than the Navi. Now the Navi is going to be the most popular sticker out of this capsule, obviously, as it being the most expensive, and that's going to drive the price down of almost every other sticker in this capsule, and that's going to leave a lot of potential opportunities to invest if you're able to get those for such a discount. Next up here then you have the Contenders. Now the Contenders is the one out of the three that also has the most expensive sticker, and that's coming in the form of the Tai Lu. Tai Lu Gold is pretty similar to the Navi in price, and once again that's driving down pretty much every other sticker way down in price. The only one that's kind of slightly keeping up is the Phase. The Phase is just a little bit ahead of all the other six, but once again the other six are not very high and the Phase is just slightly above it. Finally then you have the Challengers. Now the Challengers is a little bit different. There's not one sticker that's completely above all the others. You've got your Astralis, and Astralis is the most expensive sticker out of all of these. But once again, the other ones are not terribly low in price like they are for the other capsules. I mean, the Liquid and Astralis are 3 and 4 most expensive golds. Now there is a $15 price gap in between, Astralis coming in at around $37 and Liquid around $22. So there is that price gap there, but once again, all the other stickers that are in these does not necessarily have a super low value. Obviously your teams like OG and Big that are not so popular, these are just the lower tier teams, and every capsule has some lower tier teams that are just not going to be as expensive as the other ones. So personally for me, I think I'm probably going to go with the 40-30-30 strategy, probably dedicate about 40% of what I'm going to spend to Legends, just because it is the most popular one to open. Judging by how many are on the market, we can definitely tell that this is going to be a pretty lucrative investment if these are opened at such an extremely high pace after the capsule is pulled from the market. If people still continue to open these, there's going to be a lot of profit to be made. Contenders I can definitely see being open for a while after this to try and pull that Tai Lu Gold, and even the Phase foil looks really good in my opinion, even though it's not going for very much. I could definitely see this one being open, but not as much as the Legends. That's why I'm only dedicating 30% here, and then 30% to the Challengers. Now if we see a team like Astralis once again become very dominant, or Team Liquid become very dominant, this one could definitely go up in the future. Depending on how Stockholm goes, I think the prices of these capsules are going to be slightly dictated by that, but once again we will have new stickers for that, almost guaranteed that we'll get new Stockholm stickers, and that's going to take most of the impact of the majors and who qualifies and who doesn't there. So now moving on to specific stickers that I am going to invest in. Now obviously I am going to stick with the ones that are pretty cheap. I'm not going to look too into any hollows here. I like the hollows, but I think the paper stickers are going to have a pretty good return other than a couple hollows. I think a couple hollows definitely look good and have the potential in the future. Now, I'm not going to give specific stickers that you should invest in. I'm just going to give a couple that I am invested in and my reason for it. First up, I have Vitality. I am invested pretty deeply in Vitality. I think they could definitely see a pretty nice turnout for how they finish in Stockholm, and I believe the sticker prices here are completely undervalued compared to the potential they have. Right now, the paper stickers only going for about 6 cents. I bought a lot of those, and I'm actually going to buy a little bit more of the hollow stickers because it's only going for 12 cents, and I think it looks pretty decent. I don't like the background of it, but that's whatever. Another sticker that I am pretty invested in is going to be the phase. I think phase could definitely see a good placement once again, and even if they don't get a great placement, there's a lot of people out there who just like the phase logo and phase everything, and that's something that's really big in esports and in CSGO, and I think that reason is going to drive up the price of the phase. It's going to be used on a lot of different guns, even when it's not really going to blend in very well. I feel like people are still going to throw it on there because for only 10 cents for the paper-ish is going to be a pretty cheap price. Now with most of these stickers, if you buy right now when it's super cheap, I'm not going to say it's guaranteed profit in the future because we are going to see a mass amount of these stickers. People are opening up hundreds to thousands of these, and that's going to definitely set the market back maybe 6 months before we start to see real growth, or maybe even longer. But I think there's definitely going to be an upside to these stickers if you hang on to them for long enough. I definitely would suggest doing your own research, looking at the capsules, which ones you think could be slightly undervalued. If you think a team like Spirit or someone else is going to have a big run in the future, you could potentially invest there. You just gotta make sure you're investing into these teams for a reason. I think that you should definitely look at the future of the team, and I'm personally staying away from teams that have been discontinued like 100 Thieves. I don't think there's a lot of potential there in my eyes. I think we've seen a lot of discontinued teams before, but 100 Thieves is slightly unique just because they have other esports they're doing, but that's a personal decision for you to decide. Now finally we get to the golds. Now the golds are something that a lot of people are very interested in. They are holding a pretty high price point as they're pretty unique to get. They're not very common. I opened up about 200 capsules and I only got about 2 of them. So I think you should definitely keep your eye on the golds. The golds though are also the hardest area to invest into because the price is so much higher than everywhere else. The Tai Lu in Natus Vincere gold, we're going for around 120-ish, 130-ish dollars, and they dropped down to about $50 to $60 in that range, but the price is still fluctuating a pretty decent amount. We saw it go up to 65 just a couple days ago, and then before that it was at 54, so there's still a pretty decent fluctuation range there. Personally though, I am not going to be investing any golds at this time. I might pick up 1 or 2 at a later date, but personally the golds are going to be the most risky investment out of all of these. I don't think the prices will necessarily drop, but they're pretty expensive and I don't want to keep that much money tied up in one investment for that long because I don't think these are going to skyrocket right after the capsule is pulled, and that's just a personal decision. It's something that I just want to invest into the paper stickers more and the hollow stickers more rather than invest into just 1 or 2 golds for the same price. It's not that I don't think the golds will go up in value, I think they will. I just believe that the paper stickers will give me a better return on my investment over the next 6 months to a year. And that's my final thing I'm going to say, is you definitely should be weighting which ones you predict will increase more or less over the next year or so. Definitely try to stay away from the ones you don't believe will, but I think we will see some pretty nice increases all across the board. It will just vary by how much. But that's all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.